All right. It's Deadman's Tome podcast and Gospel of Comics. We're combining this yet again, because it was fantastic last time. How many cooks can we cram into this kitchen? That's the question I have here.
I think we got 5 right
Mr.
now.
Deadman, Becky, SK, and then you got the people from Gospel of Comics, and I don't remember names.
Oh shit!
No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
You got Church, and then you got Arden. How's it going, guys?
I'm fucking pumped after that intro song. God damn.
That was a little too exciting. I think we need a minute to calm down, lower our blood pressure. Hello, everyone on my side.
Take a few bong rips.
That's the best part. That's the best part of the Deadman Stone podcast. The best part's over.
That's right.
No.
Good
night,
ladies and
everybody.
gentlemen, good night. Let me go ahead and get this out of the
Get
way.
back here.
Welcome back, everybody, on our side to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, The Church of Failure, and with me, as always, is my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney. And we are joined.
Trusty.
We are joined, as you already know, by everyone from the Deadman Tome podcast, Jesse, Becky, and SK. And like he said, we're going to be covering the Gospel of Comics Volume 6. So strap in, and we'll finish this epic journey up tonight and see where it takes us.
To the end,
That's right. And this volume that we're about to talk about, is it telling of Joe Hill's feelings about his dad? Oh, I think it is. But we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Man.
Well, this
Spoiler alert, Jesus.
Oh, and Patty in the chat, since we're streaming multiple places here. On the Deadman's Tome, asked, was it for smoothest honey whiskeys?
Yep.
And I know we were talking about that. I guess some people just don't like honey whiskey, which is fine. But if I had to drink one, it would be American honey. I tried the Jack Daniel's one, and that's just way too sweet for me. It's way too sweet. Sorry, I just had to answer that one.
Well, I got one for you as well. Being on the Scotch train lately, I would recommend Dewar's Highlander honey. It's your Dewar's White Label mixed with honey, and it's harvested in Scotland, aged, delicious. It's a little bit sweet.
So is Dewar's one of the scotches that is smoked with dirt?
Yes.
Is it?
It
I mean,
tastes
Pete.
like it.
I'm sorry, Pete.
Oh.
Pete. Yeah, most scotches.
Yeah,
most scotches, if it's smoked with peat. I think you're probably thinking. I think you're probably thinking a little more.
They
along
got
the
a lot
lines.
of guys named Pete.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Becky with the dad jokes, the zingers.
And my jokes are bad.
They are, Arden.
I'm so.
All right. Well, if we're done with the bad jokes,
No.
So glad
Never.
we got that out of the way. Should I throw up a screen share for you guys? Or are you guys good?
you know what I could do? Yeah, a screen share, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, I'll throw that up for you. There you go. Anybody that wants?
We don't know.
There it is. There's the screen share. You can see what I'm doing now. Don't tell them about my porno.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
It was a reasonably expensive bottle too. It wasn't cheap shit.
Well, you
It
gotta.
was like, $60, $75. But I gotta say, by the time we got to the end, a lot more tolerable.
Oh
It's
yeah.
definitely an acquired taste.
Are you guys ready to jump into this? We'll discuss the finer points of Scotch along the way.
Yes, we are.
This will be a comic
I'm
and
ready
whiskey
to
review
belly
stream.
flop into this.
Oh God,
That's
You're-
right.
you're fired, Ayrton.
Yay!
Damn it!
And you're hired.
Why would you?
We'll hire you.
Why would you give her the? Would you give her the satisfaction so soon in the show? Come on, man.
This is co-host swap day. We're now.
Do we have a tally board for the number of times people get fired tonight?
Not yet.
Not yet, but
Yes.
I'm sure somebody will put it in the comments or something later on.
Is like what, some sort of key party or something? We're just swapping co-hosts here.
That's
I
right.
mean,
Wait
I
a
know it's
minute.
Pride Month and all, but I didn't think we're all gay here. I mean, come on.
Wait, you didn't
I
know?
mean, not that
You
there's
didn't-
anything wrong with it.
You didn't read your invitation, Jesse.
There should be a large man named Bubba showing up to your door any second now.
Right. You're welcome.
Oh, well, that's just another Friday night for me. Come on.
Well, just to kind
I
of
don't
get
know if I'm
everybody.
gay, but I feel kind of happy.
Oh,
Just,
God.
This is a very happy month.
Somebody needs to explain this to SK.
anyway,
Don't
Hey.
explain anything. Don't explain anything to SK.
Oh.
anyway,
Oh,
let's try and pull this train back on the tracks a little bit. We open up with a picture of Key House, and the opening cover is the Omega Key, which we found out in the last volume has been the ultimate goal of Dodge all along, to open the black door and bring forth more of the demons that is locked to Dodge's soul. So that's kind of a brief recap. Dodge's initial body was killed, and he now resides in Bodhi's body. Bodes. What did we decide to call him?
I thought it was
I have
Bode.
no idea.
Bodhi? Bode?
I like
I don't know.
Bodhi
That's
better,
hard.
but you know, whatever.
Bodhi?
I just do not like Dodge at all.
Like as a name or as a word? Or
Yeah, as a name.
character?
No, the guy.
Oh,
The
okay.
character.
Oh,
Well,
he's just an asshole. He's a huge gaping asshole. He just sucks up everything. His whole existence just to fuck everything up. And that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Jesse, you gonna put the comics on the screen or what, dude?
Oh, probably not.
No.
I don't really have that. I'm just gonna have your screen there. What I could do is
Can't
what?
you see it
I
on
can
the
do
screen
what I did
share?
last time. Oh yeah, I can see on the screen share.
I can
Oh,
see it
no.
on the screen share too, but I'm just, the
The
two
audience
people
has-
in the chat might want to see it too. I
oh,
don't know.
they can come over to the
Easy
Gospel
thought.
of Comics and like and subscribe, and then they can see as well.
Last time.
I knew you'd do that.
let me just Debo you out of your audience real quick.
Just planning to go around.
Let's the opening shot here is for anybody who is able to actually see it. The opening shot's going to be Bodhi using the giant key we see to retrieve the Crown of Shadows, because that's where Tyler left it when he defeated Dodge last time, as he was using the Crown of Shadows. Afterwards, he's discovered, and then we switch to a shot of, we find out to be Scott Kavanaugh, the tattooed, bald punk kid. Maybe a punk or a mod. I'm not sure what you'd call him. I'm an old guy these days. I don't really know what the titles are for these people anymore. I guess anybody with an opinion is, anybody with an opinion's bad. So he's the bad guy now. But
Yeah.
he's recording a senior video to show at the cave rave that's going to happen later on. And all of a sudden, his interview with Tyler is interrupted with everyone rushing over to the water. And we discover that the lighthouse, or the lighthouse that was across from where the Crown of Shadows was, has been knocked over, because it's implied that Dodge and Bodhi's body knocked it over and killed them. So that's a great way to start off with murder. But one thing I wanted to talk about was how much I like the style of the way he's taking this video. Scott is going around and getting statements from everybody, but all of the panels are drawn from the point of vision of his camera. So you really only get that little
that was
clip.
cool too.
Yeah. Some people could call it lazy. because it is pretty much the same frame. But I think it's
come on, Blair Witch. Come on.
there. You go, found footage. Now we're relevant to the horror topic again. Fantastic. By the way, this is a horror comic. That's why I invited Jesse and Becky to share this journey with Eric and I, because the fantastic book and being horror authors and being well versed in the genre, I wanted an educated take on it, so to speak. And this is what I could find.
Are there people that actually?
I was gonna say, this
are there
is what I
people
could
that
find.
actually think that's lazy? Oh, sorry. Because I don't see it as being lazy at all. Like, because not only do you have to illustrate it, but you have to make it look like it's coming from a grainy screen.
Well, I'm talking about being able to reuse the frame.
Oh,
yeah, that's
a style thing. That's
Well, some
yes.
people would critique it that it was lazy, but what I say is lazy is when you use the same panel over and over again and just change the word bubbles.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would never would have thought that was a lazy choice because it's it's serving a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right, and
it adds atmosphere.
Right, in sequential storytelling, often shots like this do work out because, like you said, it adds depth and atmosphere to it. But in some cases, it is abused and it is a lazy tell. So a lot of people would look at this and see half the panels close to it is the same, and they would call that a cop-out or being lazy on the art or being pushed for a deadline. But I don't think that with the way we've seen Gabriel Rodriguez work, that's his MO.
Definitely not, man.
No.
So that's just me, though. One thing that I do like is you get him sneaking a kiss from the nerd girl on the side of his head. That's
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and then his girlfriend gets pretty pissed off at him. But there's some really deep moments.
God, why do they do that?
What?
I know, right? You share the love.
Yeah.
You get pissed when another girl kisses you.
I
share the love, man.
I'm gonna. I don't think so, Jesse. Been watching some Home Improvement.
Oh no! I'm saying two chicks at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
love the ones you're with. Love the ones you're with.
Mrs. Church, I disavow Jesse if you're listening. Just want you to know that.
Man,
his views
I'm
are.
not the first one to get disavowed this episode.
This is because you're fired.
Before you get married. This is before you get married.
Oh, okay. Yeah. While you're in high school and you have a bald purple mohawk, then yeah, maybe.
Or in college.
Right.
Or yeah.
But
or like 6 months ago, right, Jesse?
yeah.
God.
Maybe. Oh man.
But
Patty said it right. Sharing is caring. If you don't share, you don't care. Try that.
I'm gonna not try that.
Because Church wants to live to see tomorrow.
That's correct. But Scott keeps carrying on his little project while we see Bodhi has acquired all of these keys. Just looking at it, I see the Omega key, the head key, the well key, the animal key, what's the ring key? I can't remember. The key to anywhere, I think. But he's acquired a lot of the keys and he's using them. And you can see that he's already manipulating shadows. We also encounter a very large Locke. That's interesting. They fought with it before in I think volume 3 or 4. But Dodge uses the shadows to just basically circumvent that Locke, so that's not an issue.
Yeah,
either.
and he says something. It doesn't. He makes a comment like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tangle with you.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get around you." Like,
right.
I'm confused what that Locke was now. You know.
It's one of the ones they fought in 3 or 4. The one that just shoots chains out from everywhere to wrap you up. It's the locking Locke.
The locking Locke.
Yeah, it locks you down.
It's the Hellraiser Locke.
I think it was volume 4 where there was that whole sequence of them finding all the keys. There was just like a couple images from each one, and there's one where there's chains everywhere, and one of them's all tied up in them, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's what that lock is, because it was in that same shot. You just have to be looking for it because all the colors kind of blend together a little bit. But while he's doing this, he you see Bodhi setting all this up, and he's draining the water out of the cave, setting up for the party. And right now, the general consensus is that he's trying to lure everybody down there for the quote unquote cave rave. But he's going
Cave rave.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cave rave.
Yeah. Not kayfabe. Cave rave.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's going to lure everybody down there for this after prom party, basically, and turn them all into demons. Is what everyone thinks his plan is.
So can you just call it a crave?
Jesse, can I fire your co-host?
No, he's good. He's good. He was just right there.
It was
so
but
bad,
he didn't have to take it.
Womp, womp, womp.
But we also get this establishing shot of Ty using a crucible. So this is the Uncle Duncan, I believe, to teach Ty how to use a crucible, and that's going to be very important later on as well. So just remember that.
Yep.
And I just want to mention there's a little foreshadowing in the foreground of that shot as well.
There is, but nobody's going to pick it up unless they finish reading the book. So don't give that.
Yeah, there's a hat
with an A on it.
Dun dun dun.
If there was another S on that hat, it would say ass. Kenzie spills her guts, and I figured if everybody else was making bad jokes. Kenzie spills her guts and chases down Scott, and they all make up. All the friends get back together, and it's actually a very, very happy first chapter of this book without the ominous things of Dodge Bodhi in the background. Can we call him Dodie? Bodge?
Dodie. I like Bodge.
Yeah, so it's better.
Yeah.
I think the last thing from this issue that we'll talk about is there. Oh yeah, there we go. Those will be the last couple of panels we look at from this issue, but
I was hoping you were going to pull that one up.
Yeah.
This is good.
Right. Scott and Jamal make up. They were playing Magic the Gathering, by the way. A little callback to It Resolves and the It Resolves podcast, who came on to cover the horrible Magic the Gathering comics from the early 90s. But Scott gets a new tattoo of a heart that just says
Mom.
Yeah.
No.
Ready to love, ready to die for love, friends, and art.
Ready to live.
Ready to live.
Ready to die for love, friends, art.
Yeah. So he gets a no tattoo. Him and Jamal and Kenzie and his girlfriend. I can never remember the black-haired girl's name. She's just such a forgettable character.
Oh, we covered this last time, and it was actually a very white name. It was not a very black name at all.
Jennifer? Was it Jennifer?
No, you're thinking of the old black. You're thinking of the old black lady.
That's Erin Voss.
Yeah, Erin Voss.
Yeah.
That's the old. No,
I'm talking about the
lady.
girlfriend. I'm talking about Scott's girlfriend. We'll just call her Scott's girlfriend.
Okay, Scott's girlfriend.
Right. She's,
the black-haired chick, not the black chick.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we disavow your racism, Jesse.
Oh, what? Come on.
It's 2019, Jesse. You know it was racist. Just apologize.
I love that.
But
well, we demonetize this stream.
Well, I'm not monetized anyway.
What, I can't say I love black people? Is it wrong? I can't love black people?
But do you
what's
care
wrong,
about
YouTube?
the
Is
effects
that wrong?
do you care about the effects of illegal immigration on black people?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Good answer.
See, I can handle
That's amazing.
Jordan Peterson. I know exactly.
Amazing. Anyway, Dodge runs across the body of...
Sorry, Jesse Peterson. What the fuck am I talking about?
That's right.
Sorry.
You share the same first name, for God's sake.
I know, right? It's amazing. It's amazing.
Amazing.
Anyway, Dodge runs across the girl that died at the bottom of the cave and has the shadows come to drag her off. But before they can do that, we discover that some of Aaron Voss's memories must have survived under the cave for so long. Because in the very bottom corner of this panel, you can see that a very small person is crawling out from under the rubble. And those are Aaron Voss's memories. So everyone thought that they were just long gone, but they've survived down in this cave for years and years because you can't kill a memory.
Well, you have to keep them in a Ziploc bag.
Or a jar.
Or they'll go bad. They'll spoil if they're not kept in a bag.
Well, most of my memories are going to spoil no matter where you put them. Anyway,
can't you just like drown them in liquor or something? Drown them in alcohol? That doesn't work.
You think that's a preservative?
I've been trying for years, and it just doesn't work. Anyway,
amazing. Okay.
We'll go into chapter 2 here. Alpha and Omega is the name of this volume, by the way. That's why that keeps popping up.
Alpha and Omega.
But
who was that?
That was Jesse.
I know. Who was that?
That was Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. No more fun with that voice. Okay. Thank you.
You wanna jump into to volume 2, Ayrton or Jesse or somebody? Or are you gonna make me do all of the work?
Well, if you get the pages
such
pulled
a good job.
This is a group project, so no.
One person has to do everything.
Right? Yeah. So I think
I thought the objective was to have like one person who's like the substitute teacher trying to keep the class on track, and the rest of us are being juvenile.
10 really school children.
So what you're telling me is I should just leave the call and finish the show on my own.
No.
Yes, I am.
No.
I'm glad you're honest, SK. I appreciate it.
This is the one. Okay. I think. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't recall the dude's name.
Rufus.
Yeah. Rufus Weatherby. Yeah. So he shows up at the
He's
Locke
a cool
house.
Character.
Yeah, he shows up at the Locke house with a. It looked to be a guardian ad litem.
Oh, what happened to church again?
What?
Church.
Am I gone?
You're underwater.
I'm underwater. What?
Yeah, you're underwater now.
Oh my God. Any better? No.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think it's this damn headset. I think it's the cord being bound up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute myself, and then be right back. Ayrton, take over for a second.
Yeah. So we see Rufus being dropped off at Key House, as he was saying, by I think it's a guardian. Or no, he's brought by Key House because he wanted to say goodbye. Because this person is taking him. I don't remember where. A group home.
Okay, so he just wants to go by and say hi.
Say goodbye to everybody before he gets taken away. But then, and this is one of the things that was foreshadowed in one of the previous issues, he ends up in one of the rooms somewhere and comes across Bodhi's spirit
Yes.
and is actually able to interact with him. It's
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
He's a soldier.
That seems a little harsh.
Well,
He's walking through the house with a tire iron. Just
he was working
They've
on a
been-
car.
Yeah, they'd been in the garage working on a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still here.
We were listening.
Oh, it's okay.
We
Yeah,
coordinated that.
We're all here. We're all here. But yeah, I mean, they thought he was choking Bodhi, so hit in the face, man.
So they set it up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they set it up. That's good. I also noticed that the guy in the red shirt has a Boba Fett action figure in his pocket.
That's important.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
The dude's imagination is pretty wild.
Mm.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
He's up in an asylum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's most of it. Yeah.
Poor Rufus.
Oh.
I mean, isn't there there's a whole thing with the sister. Oh, it also kind of shows like what's happening with or what happened with the mom, with Rufus's mom. How Dodge like
Wipe
Yeah,
her
there's
memories.
still a
R.A.
little. There's still a little bit more.
RAPEED her. Can't say it on YouTube. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
okay.
also the asylum that Aaron Voss is in.
Right.
Who's not black?
No, she is black.
No, she is black.
Oh, God, you just got me all confused. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You know what? They're all black. Let them all be black.
Church,
I
they
don't
say they
don't
can't
even
hear
see
you on
skin
your
color.
stream. Church, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
people.
Holy
Sorry.
shit. Gulf
Microphone.
City Cults of Krill. Tell church we can't hear. Okay. Good job, Becky.
Yep, good catch. Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Hey, thanks for letting us know.
Yeah,
know?
I was muted. That's my fault. I had to do it so I could cycle the headset, make sure it sounded good. Then I muted myself in OBS so my laptop didn't pick up.
He
And
said
here we
it's
are.
fixed now.
Yeah,
Great. Hey. And
I've
while
been-
you're over here, hey, press that like button, smash
That's
that
right.
sub button. You know what I'm
That's-
saying? Know
Well,
what
they
I'm saying?
didn't
Help
say
a brother
anything in
out
my
here.
chat. Do I need to refresh my chat? Am I missing chats?
YouTube is a sinking ship. And we needed your help with it.
God damn it. Am I missing chats? I'm sorry if
Maybe
I
they
am,
thought
guys.
that was a. Maybe
Oh, look.
Oh
look,
my
this
God.
I love this part. I love this part.
Shit, I'm
Here
so
we go.
sorry. MK Thales, Cartoon,
Right in
Gulf
the
City.
cup. Right in the cup.
All of you guys, I'm so sorry. I haven't been seeing your chat. YouTube has been screwing me. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Hey, YouTube's been screwing all of us.
Okay.
MK Fails said mute yourself.
Yeah, you're
again.
not
Yeah,
getting kiss on them either.
I was going to tell MK Thales can go fuck himself. Thank you for that. Love you, brother. Anyway.
You just got to bend over for YouTube, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not giving you a kiss, a handshake, or a thank you either.
No, not at all.
And you can't post the video.
No.
I mean, you can, but you'll get insta-banned. All right, let's get.
That was good, SK.
Let's get back on track here. We got 3 more issues to get through after this. Come on, guys.
Oh my word.
We do?
We're not making any progress.
Come on. Don't you know every time you get us, it's going to derail. It's going.
I know.
There's a whole part that we haven't touched on.
Okay.
Like,
why does
how,
music keep playing in the background?
Oh, that's me. That's my.
Besides which, you got to know we have way more than 3 issues.
Oh yeah.
I love the full page spread of like what Squadron Strange. That thing is so cool looking.
Yeah, the actual the splash page of that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when he's
pretty
escaping from the asylum. That's
Right.
crazy.
Now what we've got here is just kind of Rufus talking to his. We'll get to that page. It's coming up soon. But Rufus talking to his counselor about what Dodge put his mother through, and they all assume that he's dead. So, Zach Wells was the kid's name that he was going by, but they all assume that he's dead, and he did awful things to this kid's mom. His grandmother was awful to him. His mom was really the only person he had. And that's, reestablished in this point. And I think that's a pretty good thing because it's one of those details that you don't need to go back and get if you just pick this volume up, like, out of nowhere. That's another thing about the grouping of these stories. Like, you don't really have to read any of the previous volumes to get that story in and of itself. It'll help. And I definitely wouldn't...
SK that.
I wouldn't recommend reading volume 6 without reading the rest of it. But there is enough, like, just precursor information sprinkled in tastefully that it's not, last week in Lock and Key, or
I don't know if you'd be surprised or not, but I do a lot of shit that's not recommended.
would it help if I recommended it?
No.
What if I get your doctor to prescribe you to read it? Will you not do it
It's a
then?
doctor.
Oh my God.
You know when the last time I saw a doctor was? When I got bit in the calf by a human.
What?
What?
When a teenager bit me in my calf. That was when I was working at a psych ward.
Nice.
It was a restraint. We had to throw her in the seclusion room, and it didn't go very well.
Did you get that? Did you put a Hannibal Lecter mask on her?
No, not even, because that facility didn't did not even have that stuff. You just had to use your hands. It was so crazy.
What kind of cut-rate mental asylum were you working in?
Right, just go down to the costume shop,
one
buy a
was like-
Jason mask and some duct tape, and you're good.
Uncle Jim's Discount Asylum?
Bob
Dude, it was like a
Bobtag.
hug box. They had like this hug box philosophy. They wouldn't even use chemical restraints. The only time I saw them actually break out what they called booty juice,
Thorazine.
it's just pretty much. Yeah, the only time they broke that stuff out is when this chick was like digging into her stomach, man. Like I mean it. Long story short, she had staples like in her stomach before swallowing a battery and all that, and she was in a seclusion room and she was taking it out, and she was saying, "I could feel the staples inside. Can y'all stop me before I get it?" I was like, "Motherfucker, this is enough. We can't just hold her down and pin her down. We gotta." That's when the doctor finally came and shot her up, and it's like, okay, finally, Jesus Christ. Anyway, not to derail. God damn, every time.
I wish you didn't have to be
derail.
crazy
Every
to
time.
do the Thorazine shuffle. I've heard it's really fun. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry,
Hey,
guy.
MK Thales says that's a coincidence. I once bit a doctor when I was in a psychic asylum.
I'm not a doctor.
He didn't say he only bit the doctor. That's fantastic.
Wait, you want to punch in the face? No, I'm just joking.
But
Hey, man, you bit.
at the
You get bit.
at the end of this volume, right before, or at the end of this issue, you start to see Mackenzie dressed up in her yellow dress, looking very girly, and Jamal shows up to take her to the prom, and Scott Kavanaugh. Scott Kavanaugh, the fucking man of this entire comic book, shows up in a dress with his girlfriend in a tux, and just gives
a bet.
Yeah, and just gives. No, he won the bet.
Oh, okay. There was a lost bet anyway.
But the girlfriend's wearing the tux, and just the artisticness of it. Like, this isn't a statement. He's just trying to freak people the fuck out. And I've always appreciated that level of weird. You know, weird with an activism cause just has no place, but weird with just chaos in mind. Sign me up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Definitely
chaotic neutral.
He has a punk rocker attitude too.
So
I like that.
You know, not to sound too cheesy, but this is the point in the story where the party really starts. We witnessed we witnessed the escape, and this is kind of what I was talking about, SK. You'll see side by side comparisons of of his imagination in the real world. So this is how he sees life on the left-hand side of this
clever
page. Right.
I love how they did that.
Yeah, this is how he sees everything, and then this is how it actually is. So, you know,
and can we just mention that we have lizard Nazis?
Yes.
Lizard Nazis.
Yes.
Well, there go. Now we're defunded.
Yeah.
Demonetized.
But we love the Jews, guys.
Good job, Arden.
That's right.
We love the.
It wasn't me. It was Gabriel Rodriguez's art.
And Joe Hill's writing. And we know how Joe Hill's Joe Hill's dad feels about the Nazis.
Endorsing lizard Nazis will get us demonetized just as in a flash.
I don't endorse Democrats. You take that shit back. Anyway,
Clockwork Elves.
We see that the robot soldier that he's carrying around, the action figure with him, he actually has attached his mom's likeness to in his imagination because it's the only thing he's holding on to anymore. So they escape the insane asylum and are apparently going to make their way back to Lovecraft. And he's just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to find my way to Lovecraft. I get lost in a supermarket. And the action figure, in his imagination, as his mother gives him a pep talk. And it's a really touching part of the book. I mean, it's a real tearjerker. It's not a very long read, but if you sit down and you analyze these panels, there's something fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's a character. The Rufus guy. I mean,
And when you were first introduced
Okay.
to him, you never thought he was going to be important.
I like how that there are no throwaway characters in this at all. Everybody's important in it. You
Well,
know?
the only
From
true throwaway characters, I think, were the kids that meet their demise at the end of it.
well, but
Yes.
I mean, they still were important. They still had a role.
This page here is what Jesse was talking about. Everybody, it's the full page spread of just a cover of Lock and Key, Alpha and Omega crossover or whatever, the soldier. This is Rufus's imagination as a comic book, and it's even got the IDW 49-cent price tag. A comic hasn't cost 49 cents in 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
Which means
Something
Rufus
like
probably had like a pretty good collection because I mean this is coming from his memory, right? I mean, I guess.
Well,
I mean,
I
not
think
really.
I think that he
I think that was
he watched a lot of
style.
like war TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where things kind of start to go tits up, so to speak. The beginning of Volume 3, we've got Bodhi's ghost kind of still floating around the house, and he tries to get in contact with his mom. Now, she can almost kind of hear him when she's
Mhm.
half asleep, and then she actually sees Dodge and Bodhi's body wearing the crown of shadows going outside. Now, this is a little bit of an inconsistency on my end. It's like 9:30 at night, but outside it looks like bright daylight, and there's a bright light shining through with two shadows being cast off of Bodhi. And that's
An
one.
outside light.
Dude, look at the horizon in the background.
Oh,
light
that's
behind
that's,
him.
that's,
Aesthetic.
that's twilight, and it's got two porch lights out there. Duh.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm not allowed to,
you know,
I'm apparently not allowed to critique the art here, folks. I thought this was my show. I thought that I was the comic book guy, but the one critique I've had of this comic book is that this particular theme doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But no,
I'm just trying to find out,
I'm just gonna mute
figure out
myself.
how. Well, but here's the weird thing, and you do make a good point. I'm afraid I hate to say it,
I know
but
it.
the shadows are completely different.
No, they have to be. One is the
that's
Lady
supposed to be.
Dodge, and one is the figure of like Peter Pan Bodhi's
Yeah.
shadow. It's meant to be the duality of the two souls, or the body and the soul, or whatever. That actually does work.
I've never seen a soul cast a shadow personally.
Have you ever
But-
seen a crown that lets you control shadows?
Well, duh.
Oh,
Who hasn't?
let me.
He
Have
has
you ever
one.
Don't you
Have you
have
ever
one?
done DMT out in the desert of Arizona?
What did I tell you people about drinking the water that they put the frog chemicals in?
My bad. It has such a pleasant floral taste, almost like a nice bergamot tea.
It is
Oh
government approved.
no! Oh no! It's working. They're putting
Everybody
chemicals
knows
in
Arizona's for peyote.
Mhm.
They're putting chemicals in the water, and they're turning freaking Ayrton gay.
Oh my
And
god.
I know exactly what the
He
chemical
wasn't
is. It's
already.
Turning a frog's gay.
dihydrogen monoxide. They put dihydrogen monoxide in the water.
Oh shit! Air?
How did they
Oh.
add more water?
God.
You mean ice?
Yeah.
If you want some ice water, go cut some onions. That'll make your eyes water.
Gosh.
Oh,
Jesus
fuck.
Christ! You're fired
You're
twice.
fired.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else want to fire him for
Store at
that?
home.
But this, I'm not gonna show the next couple of pages, but I will describe them very briefly. basically Bodhi. Well, no, I'll show a couple of them. We have to. This is just too much. We'll also cover a little bit of foreshadowing that we spoke about earlier too, because shit's really about to start hitting the fan in this book. Essentially, Bodhi uses the shadows to subdue his mother and get her stupidly drunk, start tearing all kind of pages out of a book that she's reading. Basically, just completely destroying her sobriety that she's been working on. It was mentioned
that's the thing
earlier.
with the mom. The mom's coming around. The
Yeah.
mom is not the wino that she was before. So that scene was pretty painful, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just watching her get her fucked up. And of course, the daughter comes home. It's like she doesn't know what happened. She just sees dad, so she just thinks that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry, I gotta skip the panel
Mom.
too.
Oh, you're good.
You did.
Panel.
Yeah, we'll.
Mom fell off the wagon. Is what she thinks.
Right.
Mhm.
But we also see Duncan and Tyler working on the charger, and Tyler opens up this. I don't know, this fishing lure that he's had attached to his hat at the beginning of the series, really. It was a fishing lure that his dad gave to him, and it's like the piece of his dad that he kept on him all the time. And he opens it up.
Well, not actually a piece of his dad, I hope.
You don't know that.
I don't.
But
you did. I remember you said you mentioned the fishing lure like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he opens it up,
Keep
and we
an eye on
finally
the
find
fishing.
out. Right. We find out why it's so important is because it has the demon ore in it. There's a specific name for it, but it's the ore that they use to make the keys that do the magical things. There's a small piece of it inside this fishing lure, and that's been I don't know, a Chekhov's gun since the very beginning. We're just waiting for it to go off at this point. Now that we know what it is. That's the right analogy, right? A Chekhov's gun. It's been something that's
I
been
believe so.
in plain sight, and
Sure.
we don't know exactly why it was there until now, and now we're just waiting for it to be used.
That sounds about right.
Let's say it is.
Okay, I'm asking the authors in the room, but yeah.
See, now I want to know: did anybody else suspect that it was that the fishing lure was going to have some sort of significance, like probably by like issue or volume like 2 or 3?
When they pulled it out of the trash can,
honestly, no.
When they pulled it out of the trash can, I knew it was something bigger, because
Okay.
that was kind of a key pivotal moment there. They were either going to find it and it be important, or he was going to lose it, and that was going to develop his character as having lost a piece of his father and make him kind of start processing the event a different way. That was really the only two narrative
I saw it
points
as
I could
like
see.
at the time. At the time, I saw it as like kind of like Indiana Jones and his hat. Like he has to have his hat. He can't just go without his hat. He has to have it.
Well, I think that was the excuse given, but I think that there was just entirely too much room for narrative and plot device in him moving on from the entire situation, or it being significant in some form or fashion. Now, I didn't know it was going to be the lure in particular, but having read this, I don't really remember what it was like in 2012 when it came out. What I thought that was 5-7 years ago. Jesus Christ!
Holy cow!
Yeah. So Duncan convinces Tyler to go to the prom. Even gives him the tuxedo shirt. But Duncan then, after Tyler leaves,
Which I have one of those, by the way.
Oh, I do too. Every
Do you really?
self-respecting man should have a tuxedo shirt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine's black, though.
Oh, excuse me. Self-deprecating man. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Duncan is then trapped in the trunk of his car by the shadows. And then we cut to the prom.
Mm-hmm.
We get a little Stephen King homage here.
We do.
I love that part of it. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, wait, did we fail to mention that there's a cameo of Joe Hill in this book? Him and Gabriel Rodriguez. They're in this book. Like in the very beginning with the ambulance. Is that right?
I think so. Let me look real quick. I'll pull that up. Tell me what
It's
page
like
it is.
one of the first panels. Oh, it's like.
Oh yeah, right. When Tyler's talking about what happened. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man, and Joe Hill looks just like his dad. Here we go. I got a separate screen I'll pull up. There we go. They're the EMTs. I didn't mention that, but
Yep.
yeah, they're the EMTs.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's Gabriel
Didn't even notice
Rodriguez. It's Gabriel Rodriguez on
look-
the right, and Joe Hill, aka Stephen King's son. Go ahead and tell your joke, Becky. Why does he go
No.
by Joe Hill? Becky, can you tell me why he goes by Joe Hill?
Because nobody would take him seriously if
As-
he used the last name King.
Why would nobody take
Joe
him seriously?
Joe King.
Yeah.
Damn it, SK.
Oh my god.
I was trying to embarrass Becky.
Oh.
Just have it
And
head
here
home.
comes Jesse bringing up the rear.
There we go.
That happens every show. But you
Well-
keep rolling.
What?
I mean, that was hilarious.
You
but-
either bring up the rear or it comes up the rear. I mean, one way or the other. There's got to be a.
yeah.
Take it up the rear.
Oh my.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
you got to now. It's Pride Month, so
I'm sorry.
I gotta one a day.
Oh, I disavow.
No, you gotta celebrate Pride Month. How are you supposed to celebrate it? I mean, you're supposed to be prideful.
How does your
I
wife feel about your pride, Jesse?
disavow Jesse.
Jesse, how does your wife
my
feel about your pride?
I mean, she's the one who's partaking in the pride, but yeah. I mean, that's how we celebrate.
You must have a really comfortable couch.
It's not a couch, it's a shed out back.
It's a comfortable couch in the shed
Right.
Midgets.
behind the garage,
With the midgets. Yeah.
across the fence,
In the
field.
neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Now, is it
Well,
the
that's
midgets
how we
that
got
are
in that trouble
helping
in
you
the first
celebrate
place.
Pride Month?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it the midgets that are helping you celebrate Pride Month?
Oh yeah, all the time. The midgets.
The ones that
Midget
kidnapped you the last
pride.
time.
Midget pride.
No,
Yeah,
anyway.
can't have a straight
For
pride
those unaware,
parade, but you can have midget pride parade.
for those unaware
You
of the lore, anytime Jesse goes missing, we assume the midgets have kidnapped him again for fun times.
Yeah, because I love midgets.
Yeah. They're
I'm
evil.
midget friendly.
But
Not really an assumption.
anyway, after the bloodbath, we mill around at prom a little bit. Bodhi continues to just basically take over everything and terrorize the entire island of Lovecraft, essentially, around his house. But you know who does have a good evening? Before everything goes
Tyler.
to shit. Yeah,
Tyler. Yeah,
right. So
a really good evening.
yeah, so the tuxedo shirt worked out because his ex-girlfriend immediately tried to talk him out of it, and he immediately thanks his uncle for being an intelligent man after the girl had to explain to him that you don't debate a woman who told you to take off your clothes.
Don't talk her out of that.
Right. So we also discover she is a very, very massive pyromaniac. She just burns an $8,000 dress. Now, why anyone would pay
Yeah.
$8,000
As
for a
you
piece
do.
of fabric,
But
I have no idea.
She's like hot crazy though. That's the vibe I got from this girl from the very beginning. She's just hot crazy. Like you don't want to mess with her. Like she's attractive, hot, but she's also
A
fucking
redhead?
crazy in the mind.
Redhead.
Redhead. That's what it is.
Warning, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
But this is the panel we were talking about. Kenzie gets back from the prom and finds her mother blackout drunk.
Only complaint is she dresses way too fast. Like what? That's the only complaint I have. That's unrealistic. But okay.
It's pictures, Jesse. It's pictures.
Yeah.
Easy now. Calm yourself.
You got to kind of fill in the blanks between the panels.
Yeah. I can use my imagination. That's okay.
And
Oh Lord.
after the prom, everyone makes their way back to Key House. After discovering her mother, Kenzie decided to go with Jamal and Scott down to the actual cave rave, the crave,
cave.
if you will.
Great.
Coined a term.
That's right. Well, luckily this is the first and last episode I'll ever have to use it on, so I'm okay with that.
Ooh, that sounds like something worth putting money on.
Oh man, yeah.
It's gonna come up again.
That'll pay off in dividends, I'm sure. I'm sure many people write about cave raves.
No, but the mere fact that you say that you'll never do it means you absolutely will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've set myself up for failure now. Tyler makes his way back home.
This is the church of failure.
Yeah. I mean, that is what we worship here. It's failure in comic books. But we make our way back to Key House with Tyler as everyone else is going down into this cave where people just die en masse in the past. Nobody remembers that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what the hell? Why are they just doing this just now? Shouldn't there be a bunch of dead bodies down there? Like, what the fuck? How do they go into this cave?
Well, Bodhi explained that earlier. He had the shadows clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are they
not
like
to
Mexican
scare
house cleaners here? What
Can
the fuck?
they do my place next?
Right.
I mean, if you're willing to give your soul over to a demon that's made out of key metal, then yes.
I mean, whatever's left of it.
Sounds like a fair trade to me.
Oh my God.
But Tyler makes his way back to the garage to see what's going on with the car, and the shadows attack him, and that's where we end on this issue. Kind of a cliffhanger issue. Reading it month to month was a bitch.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet so.
So chapter 4
You have
opens up.
Rufus kind of coming into the area.
Wait,
Yeah.
reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not just pictures.
The next issue is wild.
Oh, the little squiggly lines.
So,
Gotcha.
volume 4 is aptly titled "Human Sacrifices." So you got that going for you.
Yep.
The trunk opens up. Duncan's inside with a light, and he pulls Tyler in to save him from the shadows.
Demon.
Then there's a very awkward moment with the two of them in the trunk that they make note is awkward, and they discuss the fact that Tyler did get laid because of the shirt, which again, not the best time to be having this conversation, I don't think. That may just be me, but I'm thinking there, more opportune time to tell your uncle that you just got laid. So
yeah.
the party's in full swing in the cave, and
You mean the crave is in full swing?
that is correct.
Man, look at
That
like,
laugh is impish.
orgies down there. They have orgies in the crave, man. What's going on down there?
So Bodhi shows up and gets everybody kind of up in arms that
Hold
something's
on.
happened.
I just want to point out. So the dude with the guitar says, "All right, you guys like Dave Matthews?" I cannot tell you how many parties I've been to where some dude pulls out a guitar and starts playing some stupid shit like Dave Matthews. Anyways, continue.
And guess what happens? The chicks dig it for some reason, you know? Because they dig stupid shit. Sorry, Becky.
Well, it's not just that. It's being the party guitar guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're
It's a
the asshole.
requirement.
If you show up at a fucking party with the guitar, I think the owner of the property that you're having the party on should be allowed to break it over your head if you play shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree as a guitar player.
You know, I think if you have the audacity to show up with the guitar at a party and you're not there to take requests, then you should get your ass whooped with that guitar. Because what kind of pompous asshole shows up to a party where there's obviously going to be a stereo and says, you know what, I'm just going to strum a few beats real quick. Pull all the girls away from all the other guys, so it's a sausage fest over there by the liquor. Go outside and find your gas tank full of sugar.
Start playing some Helen Reddy.
That's right. Little Peter Frampton. It's acceptable if you play Frampton, though. If you can make your guitar talk, you get a pass.
Well, it's pretty easy, actually.
Shut up. Don't tell them that.
Ventriloquism.
They'll be doing it at parties forever.
Well, you can't do it on an acoustic guitar. You need an entire electric guitar setup.
Shut up. Some douchebag will be showing up with an amp.
What about electric acoustic?
Well, you still need an amp. You need a cabinet amp and a talk box, and you need to run it through.
Oh,
Man, this is like a magician giving away the secrets to his
I told him to shut up 3 times, and he didn't listen.
Skype just cut it off.
I
like
thought
that.
everybody knew what a talk box was.
No.
He's gonna fire you again.
Really?
No, but you know what? You just ruined an entire generation worth of parties.
Way to go, man.
When me and Mr. Deadman blow up to PewDiePie numbers, everybody's going to know how to do that now.
God.
And that'll be the last time anybody throws
Minecraft
a
for that. Roblox.
There's videos on YouTube of how to work one of them.
Again,
I'm gonna have to start a Roblox Christian server to start getting numbers here. So who wants to help me start a Christian server for Roblox? I don't know what the fuck the name is.
I'll do YouTube drama news on the same channel.
Cool. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll hit Keemstar numbers first, and then we'll go for PewDiePie numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway, the panic breaks out because Bodhi says something's happened to Duncan, and he isolates a small group of kids from the party. And then he kind of gives his cover away.
Just a little bit.
I believe it was the cocksucker word that gave it away.
Yes.
So he's got the crown of shadows, and everybody knows that he shouldn't. Oh, I've got to show that page. Hold on, I've got to get this up. I'll let you guys take over while I get it pulled up. So.
Okay.
So
let's.
They're lowering.
Right.
They're lowering.
Are you
Zaria?
Are you taking over?
Who's taking over? Somebody take the lead.
Who's taking over? So we're at the part where possessed Bodhi is luring
the shadow creature. Yeah.
Then it goes to the panel. Yeah, shadow creature. And then it goes to a panel.
From where?
The bowels.
The bowels of the grave. The bowels of the grave cave. Comes a shadow monster.
Oh my God.
Then we jump to a bus.
Oh yeah, brother.
It goes from terror in a cave to a bus ride with a mom and a baby and a soldier. Rufus. We're talking about Rufus. And of course he sees himself as like some crazy Rambo looking motherfucking soldier with a goddamn Terminator behind his back. Like, we got this, bro.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you be
This
able to
almost
pull it
sound-
off with the Terminator?
This almost sounds insane. You would be. I'm just now thinking.
Well,
this
I
sounds-
mean,
can't describe
you
this.
Well,
But it's great. I like it.
then you get Bodhi's spirit, like, basically assisting his mother to be able to call the police officer that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Oh, and you said it earlier too, Church. You caught it out. That police officer has a thing for that mom.
Oh yeah, he
Mhm.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely wants some Mrs. Locke.
Oh yes, yes he does. Yes he
But,
does.
He wants to partake in that interracial action.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! I gotta fire you again.
What?
Okay, man.
There's the
The cop is black and she's white.
look,
Is
man.
YouTube against interracial
he's like,
relationships?
"Hey,
I don't
baby,
know,
got
but
you."
I'm sure they will be in 2 months.
Oh, that's a bold stance. I would
Hey,
love to see that.
Hey, baby, you want some fuck?
I think it's,
Oh my god.
Come on, you know that's what he's thinking.
Oh,
Look at
absolutely.
his face in that scene.
Oh yeah, she's drunk. She's calling me up. The kids are out of the house. She's trying to get some of this.
Yeah.
New phone.
She
who
wants some of
dis?
that Rambone.
It's
Oh
like-
my lord.
He gonna answer the police station phone like, new phone. Who this?
New phone, who did? No.
This is a full page spread that Jesse was talking about. The giant shadow monster just kind of coming up from the bowels, as he said.
balls.
Right, the balls.
Oh my god.
But
This poor guy needs a new dental plan.
He's
He-
British.
I think he needs. I think he needs dental plan to begin with. I don't think he has one at all.
Well, that poor guy.
But
No wonder he's cranky.
all right,
Yeah.
see,
That's the problem.
Probably got a toothache.
you know, probably. But no, I just kind of wanted to showcase that a little bit. The art in this book is just we don't talk about it as much in this volume because we've already mentioned how fantastic it is in 5 volumes straight.
Sorry.
But go ahead.
Someone in our chat said he's seen enough Berserk to know where this is going. Yes. I thought the same thing too. When the shadows are coming up.
Oh no,
All that.
Gulf City's right. This is the 4th firing because there was one in my mutings. While I was muted, I did fire air.
Damn it.
No one heard it.
4. Wow.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a record
But if
for
you
me.
fire someone's already
if
fired.
Aaron
Is it?
gets fired in the woods and nobody hears it, is he really fired?
Yes.
Can you get fired from a job you don't get paid for? I
Yes,
mean,
we've already
Yes.
covered this. He actually pays me to work here.
That's why it's not slavery.
Still on that.
Why do you think I needed your social security number and your routing number for your bank account before I let you co-host, Aaron?
Damn it. I thought you didn't sound like a Nigerian prince.
Jesse, you did it all wrong.
Did you get the money though? Did you
Yeah,
get the money?
absolutely. Yeah, every week. It's auto drafting to my account as we speak. I double the money every time I fire him. It's fantastic. It started out as two pennies. Now he's just flat broke and in debt. But no. Basically, a lot of shit happens from this point on. It's a very fast volume once it gets to this point. Bodhi going ape shit with the shadows doesn't really give a shit that adults and people from the outside of the key house are noticing these things. They can't really process it, as is explained, because of the old magic. But
Yeah.
in the havoc, a cop shoots at one of the shadow monsters and ends up shooting Tyler. At the same time,
Because there's nothing to shoot, right?
well, shadows are solid, but they
I mean,
can
just Just
Yeah.
goes right.
The light would
Just-
would penetrate the shadow from the flash of the gun.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, even though it's just just a moment, the light would shatter the shadow enough for the bullet to get through.
And that shot looks fucked up, man. Like,
Well, that and Tyler's coming up behind the shadow with the flares already weakening it as
Right.
Yeah.
the cop shoots at it.
Right. So, we flip back over to the cave, and Scott is barely hanging on. The only two people that are left, or the only three people that are left on this little awning thing that was the last time that they were all together, but is Tyler's ex-girlfriend, Kinsey, and Jamal.
Mhm.
And we get this long, heartfelt thing, and during the crazy redhead's little confession earlier, she mentioned that she wanted to do better to be a better person. And she wanted to
Yeah.
start doing one good thing a day, and then it might become a habit. It might be a better person. And she kind of pours her heart out to Mackenzie and says, we could have been friends. You would have been good for me. And Mackenzie's like, you're not going to die. We're not going to sacrifice you, because that's the ultimatum that they're given. Scott and his girlfriend are two of the first people that are assimilated by the demons from the Black Door. And they're given keys, the wing key and the strength key, to basically do Bodhi's bidding. And they explain to their former friends, after they've been inhabited by demons, that they're going to decide which one goes through the door, which one becomes a slave, and which one gets killed. And then they're going to kill the one that gets killed.
Yeah.
Because these
makes
demons
sense.
are extremely hedonistic, and this is where Mackenzie realizes that Dodge isn't trying to start an army. He's got a different plan, and we don't really know what that is. So we get
So
to
just to make sure,
Yeah.
for the chat, we're not going to see any hentai panels or anything. Tentacles are coming up, right? I didn't see any tentacles come up in
No,
any of these.
No.
tentacles.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
extent of the tentacles. This is all of it. This panel right here.
Damn it!
It's all the tentacles.
Damn it!
It's all you
Damn
get.
it.
I know.
Couldn't the demon just
fan
have like
service.
a bullwhip?
Only
and
complaint,
be like
no fan
the-
service. Sorry.
I know Jesse's getting all excited about the tentacle potential.
Oh Lord.
SK, you surprised me. What do you know about tentacles? Aren't you an old man?
I hear things.
Um,
I listen.
You know, you learn more
He
and
has
more
the
about
internet.
your co-hosts. I am like, wow, okay.
I
All right,
mean,
Grandpa.
Oh my Lord.
listen.
No,
I don't have to partake of things to know what's out there.
Oh, that's
That
right.
don't mean you don't either, though.
Shouldn't.
So there you go. Think about that one.
moving right along.
Move right along. Sorry.
Moving right along.
Uh,
Foot loose and
Kid-
fancy free.
Kenzie discovers Aaron Boss's memories, and they really freak out the Tyler's ex-girlfriend. I can't remember these minor characters' names. I just can't do it.
I can't remember her name either.
I read this comic book again today just to make sure that I had everything straight, and it didn't work. I could go get my my e-reader.
Problem is they don't have like name tags.
They need them, There should be in the gutters. There should
Yeah.
just be little lines pointing to each character, identifying them for me, because I drink too much. But
I'm horrible with
It's
names.
Ginger and Marianne,
that's right. Wait.
Jeannie.
The professor.
Are we going on a tour? A 3-hour tour?
Yeah, we are.
Shit.
We're
All right.
shadows.
All right, that's right. Ricada's coming on in
You
about
mean
15 minutes. We got to wrap this up.
tentacle shadows?
Tentacle shadows. That's right.
Um, moving right along.
I don't know about this.
Move
Aaron-
right along.
Aaron
Move right
Voss's
along.
memories reveal themselves to Kinsey, and they start freaking the older girl out. And then Tyler's mom, Nina, she decides that she's going to put Tyler in the medicine cabinet and try and heal him. Well, this is one of the more heartfelt parts of the entire book. And this is where you realize that the medicine cabinet can actually heal people's wounds. But before you realize that, Tyler sees his father inside that medicine cabinet from where his mother had put the ashes.
Oh.
And yeah. And,
So it can't heal everything.
right. Well, I mean, if you're incinerated, I think there's some things that the thing can't do.
Some limitations, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Some
you know,
limitations apply.
Sounds about right.
he gets a hell of a pep talk from his dad, and essentially gets brought back to life. And then we switch back over to the cave, and right when everybody kind of starts getting along, this girl decides that she's freaking out. She's like, the slut, the bitch, she's the one that dies. And Kinsey's like, no, we're not going to give in to this guy's demands. We're not going to kill you. We're going to fight. We're going to do whatever it takes. We're in this together. And then she's like, oh, we could be friends. You would have been good for me. And they start joking around and actually being amicable. And the joke comes up. One of them lights a cigarette because they have like what?
Her name's Jordan. Her name's Jordan.
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 Right.
And the black-haired girl.
The girlfriend.
Man, I just had. Damn it! I just had it, and it's gone now.
Tina.
No, not
Angela.
What?
Jackie.
Jackie.
Right.
Lashana.
Jackie.
Just calling up
Jojo.
names. Lashana.
I was gonna start calling out the
hair,
lyrics.
not black.
I was gonna see how far we could get into Mambo number 5 before we got pulled. But
I'm just
Jordan,
waiting for my hit piece, man. I just want the Washington Post or Vox to come out with a hit piece against Deadman's Tome. That'd be free advertising, man.
that's right. That's
Just
right.
start saying Vox is a bunch of pussies.
or
Oh my.
or you hear me out now. Figs work for Vox.
What is a fig? A giant fig.
Like a plant?
Right.
Yeah,
like a fig tree.
like
Right.
a plant.
The thing Jesus hated.
Yeah.
Yes. Jesus literally did kill a fig tree.
Well, I mean,
No,
they're kind of
he
nasty.
It's a fig tree.
yeah.
All right. Moving on from that, I'll just clip that out of the show on my end.
Figs kind of leave like a bitter taste in my mouth.
Yeah, figs are horrible.
A little
Sorry.
salty.
They're nasty.
Eat a lot of figs, do you, Ayrton? A lot of figs in your mouth these days.
I'm poor. Fig Newtons were on sale at the grocery store. You got to do what you got to do.
You didn't tell me it was that serious. I apologize. We love figs. Anyway, Jordan. Jordan is actually lighting a cigarette because they assume they've got about 5 minutes left to live. And then she just jumps off the pier. And it's probably...
She does a beautiful swan dive. 10 out of 10.
Is it not one of the more beautiful pieces of art in this book, though?
It really is.
I mean, it's just a
All
minimalistic...
jokes aside.
Yeah, the minimalistic nature of it. This takes us into chapter 6 as well. Speaking of the officer that had a crush on Nina Locke, He meets a very untimely demise after being stabbed by a shadow and set on fire.
I would say a little bit more than a crush. He had like feelings, like penis feelings for her.
Yeah, it was hard for her. You could tell.
His wiener had a weird feeling.
Yeah. I'm sure if we were to examine the panels, we could see the evidence, but I don't know if we want to cross-examine. I don't know if we want to go that in depth on this show.
I'm just gonna.
Wow.
We're
I'm
not
just gonna,
the TSA here, for God's sakes.
Yeah, we're the.
We're gonna
Yeah,
go
come
deep
on.
into this anal cis of this comic book.
Wow.
I disavow everyone on this show right now.
I know.
Hey, now what did I do?
You support these
You let it
degenerates.
happen, Becky.
I support the degenerate.
When you laugh, it only encourages us, Becky.
It does.
It does.
So, you got that going for you. Basically, the shadows are still having all hell break loose, and that's not doing anybody any favors. Tyler makes
Especially
a
the
run
guy
for
with
it.
the.
Yeah, the guy with the sword through him. He's done. He's over with. But
Man, he didn't even get any.
no, he was destined not to. But
Fucking destiny.
Tyler
Now,
make.
hold on, I just want to point out.
Go ahead.
So the second panel in that shot with Nina swinging the torch at the shadows, that was a nice little callback to the short story anthology stories, which I accidentally read first because I didn't realize. And so that's a nice little callback to the first story in that little mini series.
Right.
Which I thought was cool.
We'll probably talk about those one day coming up. By ourselves because we're actually good people, and these alt-right horror podcasters are just bringing us down.
What? Right.
Just ruining
I'm-
your reputation left
I
and
only do a
right.
sick Kyle a day. Like,
Wait.
no, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I haven't seen Kyle today. No.
Hold on, what did Becky just put in the side chat? This is MAGA country? What does that mean?
Oh. I'm not. I don't have any Subway sandwiches, Becky. I'm sorry.
The only problem with the
You
wall
ass.
is that it doesn't have gun turrets. That's near the fucking wall.
Chick-fil-A country.
Gotta give me some of that Jesus chicken.
So Tyler separates from his uncle, and we don't really know where he's going. He's just going to save everyone, apparently, because now he's not shot. I really wish he was still in the tuxedo shirt, though. That would make me happy.
That would have been fantastic.
But, Jamal and Kinsey kind of get picked up by Jackie and some shadow chains. Nothing really to see here. But this is freaky as shit. Because this is what's happened.
Oh, yeah.
This is what's happened to the Cravers. Every time he laughs, it cures cancer somewhere and gives it to me.
They get turned into craisins.
Boom, he'll be here all week, folks. Let's welcome Atomic Denny to the chat. Thanks for stopping by, man.
What up, Danny?
You're not missing anything but a wave of degeneracy, so don't feel bad. In fact, go watch something else. I mean, just do yourself a favor.
Brace it. Come on. Head on over to Deadman's Tome podcast.
No, they're doing the same thing over there, I hear. I've heard those guys are...
Jesse's over here dancing to You Spin Me Right Round. Becky's got a 37-inch strap-on on. I don't know. SK's doing lines off of a dead hooker's ass. I don't know what's going on anymore.
She's not completely dead.
He's dead? No, yeah, that's right. SK is more class than that. We don't fuck dead. I'm sorry. We don't do that shit.
I'm not quite dead.
Yeah. You gotta have some life in there.
And
So
I have on a what?
You gotta.
Yes, continue that, Becky. Tell us what you're wearing.
I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the
asking
Skype
you,
call
'cause-
now. Just gonna finish the show by myself. Thanks, guys.
Who's first? Who's first is what I want to know.
I don't like this line of questioning.
Your Honor, I object.
I do object.
Too
I
late for
object to
that.
all of it.
It was your idea.
I object to the fact that I'm out of beer. Fuck, I drank it all. I've been here
Go
drinkless.
get another one.
I just want to say one more thing.
Please don't.
Crazy.
Oh. What the hell is this show?
Okay.
Why do we do this to these people, these poor people that are generous enough to watch us?
I mean, what else are they coming here for?
So
Friday night.
the grand
Jesus, these guys got
machinations,
nothing.
the grand machinations of both sides. We finally see the true protagonist and the true antagonist of the series, and we've got Tyler versus Dodge. That's really the ultimate showdown. Tyler's overcome his inner demons for the most part. He's matured. He's grown into a very heroic character. As far as character development goes, he's gone from just being an angsty kid that just wants to run away and not be himself to being someone who's a leader and supporter of his family. We see him casting something, and we assume that it's one key. He tells everybody he's trying to pull one more wish out of a genie. And yeah, well, it's a callback.
Not pull like that, SK.
Oh, sorry.
And then we have Dodge explaining that he's not trying to build a massive army and bring everyone from the other side over, because then that world would become, or this world would become the same as that world, and that world is not very nice. He says that over there, what was the name of it? I think he called it the Ling Place, Leng, or the Ling Realm, or something like that.
I'm looking for it.
But he's summoning all these demons through, and they're immediately turning into iron. And he intends to infuse a few loyal subjects with these demons and use the rest to create keys, his own custom keys. Starts talking about immortality for a price and all of that stuff. He's basically planning on dominating the world with these keys. So,
Gotcha.
Tyler eventually makes his way down there, and then the initial confrontation really kind of begins, because we see that this key that he was forging is... Oh, by the way, Key House is just burning down. That's a thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, Key House is in flames.
Burning down.
Key House is just completely in flames. But Tyler, he makes it out, and there's a really good shot. I gotta bring that.
This is one hell of a prom night. Think about it. I mean, this is all prom night, right?
Hey, Tyler's the only one that's gotten laid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That we know of.
You get laid by your girlfriend, your house gets burned down, a lot of people
Let me
are dead.
tell you,
Your mom falls off the wagon.
If you bring demons to the prom, this is the kind of shit that happens. Nobody gets laid. You're all busy running around trying to stay alive.
So check out the duality in this artwork here. We've got the side by side with Tyler and Bodhi in the
That's
bottom
wicked.
left hand side. Is that not just an amazing piece
Yeah.
of artwork?
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Then you also kind of see that he's clipped this homemade key into the back of his hat. It's the first time we've ever seen him wear his hat back. Oh, he is wearing the tuxedo shirt. It's just inside out. I just noticed that.
Oh,
Yeah. There's a tag on the back. Look at that.
Yeah. So we should all be happy.
But it's brown.
What?
what?
The shirt's
No.
brown.
No,
No,
it's
it's
like
pink.
a pinkish color.
Pink? A pink tuxedo shirt?
Yeah.
Why not?
I just have never
Can a man
seen-
wear pink?
It's more of a
No.
floral.
Yeah. Jesse.
It's kind of a dusky rose, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
It is
It's
Pride Month.
mauve.
Children, are you done?
No.
No.
Pulls it off though.
Aaron-
He pulls off that pink shirt.
Aaron
He definitely
Voss's,
does.
Aaron Voss's memories actually save the day here. They take the crown of shadows off Dodge's head, and that gives Tyler the opportunity to actually use the new key that he's created to unlock the demon from the soul of Scott. Now,
But
that's not necessarily a good thing. He's explained that the metal, the demon turns to metal essentially if it doesn't have a human host to latch onto, and the strength key is basically the only thing keeping him alive. So as soon as he takes that necklace off, then he's pretty much done. But he's very grateful and happy to basically have his soul saved. You know, Tyler starts trying to free everybody else and, you know, work on trying to catch Dodge. And Dodge gets away through a trap door only to be chased back up to the courtyard, where after a scuffle and a little bit of a back and forth, he's caught by Rufus, and Rufus remembers him being an echo, and he carries Dodge through the door of the well room and releases Dodge's spirit from Bodhi's corpse, but Bodhi's dead. And that's
yeah,
yeah. So
sad. I
right.
cried.
Yeah. Because there's an epilogue, and I'm not sure how that really works with copyright. I just kind of want to talk through that epilogue. If that's okay with you guys.
Okay.
And I know you won't be able to see it on screen. I'll find something interesting to pull up that at least can be looked at in the meantime. But I don't want to pull up too many.
Oh yeah, and
How about that
since we're
shot
talking
of-
about like copyright real fast. The way you've been handling the discussing comics is, I don't know, it seems pretty spot on, man. Like you don't go for every page, you know. We just touch on this page, that page, and we just talk about it.
Highlights.
Yeah,
Right.
highlights.
Well, I mean, you know, it is commentary. I do want to kind of stay within the confines of fair use. I know there's been some issues
As
with
much
that.
as possible.
We can kind of talk about that when we wrap this up. But we should kind of get through it because I'm sure we're biting on Nick Ricada's time now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we don't want to suck all his viewers away.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, not at all. I don't want to suck anybody's viewers, SK. I don't know what you do on the weekends.
Wait, you don't suck your viewers?
I'm really busy.
Things wrong again,
Right.
Jesse?
Every
20 bucks
single
is 20 bucks, right, SK?
every
Rent's
single
got to be
subscriber.
paid, man.
Oh my God.
Gulf City, I'm pretty sure you did, but they probably fired me while I was muted, so who knows? Who knows who's in charge of this stream? You want to come run the stream, please?
Gulf
Maybe
City,
somebody, we can do like a 12th man thing and call somebody in from the chat.
That's
Man,
right.
like I said in the beginning of the show, we got like 5 cooks in this fucking kitchen. That's what's going on here.
But
All I'm doing is stirring the pot.
now
You're
is it
stirring the pot.
now is it just me, or does Tyler essentially age like 10 years before this fucking funeral?
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
He gets like glasses and a beard, and
He's growing a beard, man.
it looks like he's got a more distinguished jawline.
A little heavier around the middle.
Yeah, but he's got all the keys bundled up on a key ring, and they're going through.
He's having to become his dad.
Yeah, they're going through the funerals, and it's kind of a mirror to Volume 1 when Papa Locke died.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan stops by and signs the charger over to him. And
Which,
Tyler-
if one of my uncles gave me a 69 Charger, that would be the best uncle ever.
right.
Yeah.
But he visits Key House one more time and goes into the well house and calls up the
Well,
Echo.
I just want to point out,
Go ahead.
real quick, Church. So the shot of him walking towards the house from the Charger,
Yeah.
you see a finch sitting on the branch down
Right,
in the bottom left
Mhm.
corner.
You see one of the small birds that Bodhi turned into when he went through the animal door.
Right.
Just for
And that's
those who don't
important.
know what a finch is, yeah, that's some foreshadowing
Little
there.
bird.
Wow,
But
Yeah.
it's like a small parrot and it doesn't talk.
It's
Um,
not like a parrot at all.
Not like a parrot.
I'm gonna go with SK on this one. He seems like he's the kind of guy that would know about birds, Ayrton.
and they cannot carry coconuts.
Coconuts.
What about cocaine?
They probably can't carry cocaine
No.
either. Not really. Not
No.
the amount you need.
Not even
Now,
a baggie on a string between them.
Now, do parrots pine for the fjords?
There's no
No.
scientific evidence of that.
What
Is
are
that-
you
is
all
that a-
talking about?
Is that above everybody?
I got it.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh my God, who doesn't know the fucking parrot sketch? Jesus.
Are we done
Hello?
now? Can I finish? I'd like to finish.
There's a palindrome.
Gospel of Comics in the chat says, "What even is this anymore?" But anyway, Tyler goes to the well house and calls up the Echo of Dodge, and he mentioned earlier that his goal has shifted. He's not trying to win a battle anymore. His entire goal is to save Dodge. And you don't really know what that means because, he's been freed from the well house. How can he still be around? But Tyler has figured out that those demons don't let go after you're dead. They stay attached to your soul. So Tyler uses the alpha key on Dodge and frees his Echo and carries him through the well house. He
Aw.
yeah. He then takes a satchel to Kinsey, and they go and visit Miss Erin Voss in the home. And while the nurse is distracted, they give her memories back because they found her memories underneath the house, underneath the cave. during the crave, I assume.
Yeah, it's always the last place. It's always the last place you look.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, definitely.
you know, she just gets up and says, "Well, I'm going out." And then, you know, there's another funeral for Scott and Jackie, and they start singing "Anarchy in the UK" because that's what they would have wanted. Tyler steals Jordan's father's motorcycle in her honor, and
Which
he
is great.
right, and he rides back to the key house.
Although,
Go ahead.
I just want to point out, for someone who's supposed to be a millionaire,
His
that-
suit doesn't look good.
No.
well, no, I was going to say the motorcycle is not that expensive looking.
No.
No. And who rides wears a suit when they're riding a motorcycle? For fuck's sakes?
I've done it.
I've seen it done a few times myself.
Yeah, I
I
probably have too.
I drove limos for a summer and had to go to work one day, and my car was broken, so I rode my motorcycle in my suit.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he goes back to Key House, and something about the music that the Finch sings, I don't understand it. Ayrton, maybe you can kind of dig into that. But the Finch basically notifies Tyler that
So the Finch lands on the bench that Tyler's sitting on, which also has birds carved into the side of it, which is an interesting little.
And some big pile of squirrel poop or something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it kind of whistles at him,
mhm.
and then turns and looks back at him, so he follows it. And this part I don't get how he understood what to do, but he opens the ghost door,
Right.
and then so the Finch's soul leaves its body and goes over to Bodhi and kind of tweets at him, and he goes, "Are you sure?" And then so Bodhi's soul goes into the Finch. And then,
Well, and Tyler
which-
still doesn't know what's happening, actually, because that's kind of apparent. He says, "What the?
Well,
what-
yeah, he
now
just
where are
goes-
we going?" Okay, I guess. And he opens up
Yeah.
because the Finch is leading him to the doors, and he opens up the animal door,
Yeah,
and in
and
passing through it, the Finch turns back into Bodhi.
Yeah.
So we do get a happily ever after, essentially. You know, Bodhi is revived.
Except for all the dead people.
Well, fuck them. But Bodhi is revived. Tyler gets to talk to his dad one last time, and this book ends, and I hated everything.
One last time.
Because this book should have never ended. But
Or
It could
did
have
it?
kept on going. It had a purpose to where it could have kept on going, but you know what? I'm actually kind of glad it ended.
yeah,
Otherwise, they're just going forever, man.
right.
Like Batman.
You know, that's actually a topic. I don't think you were here for that one, SK, but I did have a talk.
Neither was Jesse.
I did have a topic conversation where I talked about the longevity of a character. And
He
I
says,
was
like
there.
I
I
wasn't there.
SK was
I
there,
was-
but
I
I
was
wasn't
oh,
there.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I couldn't remember. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you guys talked about Batman, and some guy was on saying, I don't know, some stuff.
That would have been Atomic Denny. Atomic Denny called in. SK, he was here. I didn't know if it was you or SK. But yeah,
No, we sound the same.
we talked about that, like comic book characters. I don't know.
Need to die.
Eventually,
yeah,
yes.
that's right. SK, were you saying that they should die? Maybe they should come up with the new
Absolutely.
stuff, come up
Yeah.
with newer stuff, new good stuff, not new crap stuff like
Well,
Squirrel
and-
Girl. What the fuck
and
is
there-
that?
And there's nothing wrong with. We can't get into this right
Squirrel's
now. We
actually
gotta end
kind of
we gotta end the shows.
Do we?
Oh,
Eventually, I
All
don't want to be
All right,
recorded
well, we
as
got to end the
degenerate.
show now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this, press that like button, share, subscribe. You guys take it easy. All right?
Definitely,
All right,
please
all
do
right.
that on both
You,
sides.
you, you see how you see how his voice changes when he tries to sweet talk the audience?
Right?
Damn straight.
Hey,
His customer service voice.
Yeah.
don't deny a man his hustle, Ayrton.
True.
But I'm gonna
sound like that. I sort of sound like that umbrella guy. I know you love me.
I love that umbrella guy.
I was like, damn, I can't steal shit. But damn it, that's exactly what I would say.
But anyway, I definitely appreciate everybody coming out. SK, Jesse, Becky, you guys are MVPs for sticking
This is
around.
fun. I have to say, I don't know of many streamers who do stuff like this where like it is a bunch of cooks in the kitchen, that metaphor, but it's fun. It works out.
I think I herded cats pretty well.
Well, except for the one you kept firing.
Oh no, I definitely herded him right the fuck out of the kitchen.
not just cats, drunk cats.
Well, very drunk cats and drunk cats that are sipping on scotch.
let me just answer Gulf City real quick before we end the stream. Gulf City.
He needs a sub, by the way.
Yeah. Gulf City. There's a door in the story where you open it and you can walk through and your body dies but your spirit is free. And if you go back through it, as any ghost can jump into any body that way. So it kind of could be some alt-right shit. DM me on Twitter. We'll talk about it some more, man. Anyway, I do want to give a special thanks to our guest co-hosts this week, the Deadman Tome podcast, Becky, Jesse, and SK. You'll find all of their information, their Twitter handles, their links down below. Give them a like, give them a sub. Definitely worth it. It's been a hell of a ride. I think this is this is actually 4 or 5 episodes now on Lock and Key.
4, I think.
So there's a little bit more material that we might cover. I may try and find another title for these guys to go through with us if they're up for it, but we'll get there.
How about the Elvira comics that are out?
I don't know how much of those that I can show on stream.
We never get Jesse to put them down.
It's not the comics he'd be holding.
Thanks, MK. Thanks everybody in the chat. I'm not gonna do the outro song because we're over budget as it is, but we'll bid you all good evening, and we will see you again tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard.
With a very special guest.
That's it. But yeah, thanks again, guys, and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, Craisins.